Well, hey everybody, welcome back to my little gardening show. We're out at the garden. It's Friday night, August 24th. Everything's coming in as far as the tomatoes and the peppers. So we ended up pulling, well, I'll show you here after a while, but another bushel and a half of tomatoes, a half bushel of peppers, probably 1/2 to 3/4 gallons of hot peppers. So just want to give you a quick tour, show you what's growing and what's on a downhill slide, and we'll go from there. So there are quite a bit of weeds out here because we've only been able to get out here once or twice a week here lately because of work and just trying to keep up with what we have harvested and get it processed before it goes bad. But we got some lettuce that's starting to go to seed. We need to run the lawnmower over that, grind that up, and replant that row so we get another batch of fall lettuce. But our okra is doing pretty good. It's about 1 foot tall now, pushing out. The kale is kind of on a downhill slide. I haven't been fertilizing it or anything and just kind of letting it go. But there are some greens in the back, Brussels sprouts that are still going that we'll be pulling stuff off of. We've got some green beans that we planted. They should be putting out some flowers soon, and probably next month we'll be harvesting some, a late round of green beans. We also put in a batch of seed potatoes. These were leftovers from last year, actually, that we had saved. They were in our kind of crawl space. Wasn't sure if they were really going to do anything because they were pretty shriveled up, and it sprouted. There was sprouts everywhere, like several feet long, but we kind of snapped those off and put them in the ground, and most of them sprouted. They took root and they're going. So we got 4 rows of potatoes, different kinds, mostly reds, and then we've got a row of radishes going back here. Other than that, the tomatoes, again, full swing. We've gotten a lot of rain, so a lot of the cherries were split open, kind of nasty. If we would have gotten over here sooner, we could have probably had twice the harvest that we ended up getting off that. Peppers are going strong. Harvested a good chunk of those tonight. There's still some red Marconis in the back to get, some Corno de Toro. As you can see, most of these plants are, they're like mini trees. They're 3-4 foot tall. I've really done well this year. Got some tomatoes that we had salvaged. We haven't gotten a whole lot off those yet. Then here's the 2 tomato rows, and most of these are starting to die out, which is usually what happens this time of year. We got a lot of tomatoes still on the vines that will ripen up in the next couple weeks. There'll probably be another at least half bushel to pick next weekend, and we'll be harvesting these probably through mid-September, and then they'll be pretty well done. There'll still be some late ones, but there'll be green tomatoes that we'll be pulling for fried green tomatoes. We'll make some of those, but overall, pretty pleased. We've gotten about probably a total of at least 4 bushels of tomatoes out of this patch, if we count up what Dad's pulled out. He pulled out probably about 1 bushel through the week, and then coming over here tonight we got another 1.5 bushels off the vines. Now there's about 70 plants in here, so plenty to pick. So I'll show you kind of the results of the harvest here. Child, what are you doing in the van?
I'm getting away from everybody.
Why don't we go up? We're gonna try Grandpa's salsa here.
Okay.
All right. So Dad's having fun this year with the tomatoes and stuff we're pulling out of the garden. He's trying some different things. Apparently made a batch of salsa today, and has made some tomato juice and various things like that. But I'll show you what we pulled out of the garden. So here's tonight's haul. These are 1/2 bushel baskets, but overflowing with different types of peppers. Corno de Toro. We got some red Marconis, which are the bigger ones. Some sweet chocolate. There's a little tomato there. This is terracotta. These didn't do so well this year. I think it's where I had them planted and they about all of them had this little like, it's not really, I guess, the start of blossom end rot or something. But anyway, we pulled some nice ones out. This is a variety that I highly recommend if you're going to grow tomatoes. Get some Dester seeds. But most of the tomatoes that come off those plants, I mean, they come in mid-season, some of them a little earlier, but like a perfect slicer, really good, like balanced flavor, meaty, easy to grow, just really good tomato. I always grow these for my wife because this is her favorite. This is a Kellogg's Breakfast, and this is kind of a late season tomato. We usually don't see these to the end of August, beginning of September. And here's another favorite, pink brandywine. This is a big whopper. We got a few chocolate ones, but those are usually the earlier tomatoes. I mean, we see those mid to end July. They're some of the first tomatoes to ripen, and then pretty much are done. And then I'm getting the mid-season ones, and then start of the late season ones, which we'll pull a lot more of these beginning of September. And then here's actually this is probably about a gallon of peppers actually, but all kinds. We got red Thai chilies. We've got this, I need to look up what this was. This was kind of a specialty pepper. It's a hot pepper, similar to pepperoncini. We got some little Tabasco peppers. Then we got some cayenne peppers, red cayenne. I'm going to dry those like we did the last batch. Some of them I keep for fresh eating, but that worked out really well. So as you can see, we just it's been a pretty bountiful harvest this year overall. Grateful for it. So we'll go inside and see if we can sample some of Dad's salsa. You guys ready to try some salsa?
No.
Dad's gonna bring it out.
I'm not gonna try it.
Why not? Come on, baby. What are you guys doing?
I'm playing tic-tac-toe.
You're playing berry tic-tac-toe?
Yeah, we're having fun.
Well, that's kind of creative.
Hey, Samuel, I've got more. Hey, bingo. I need more berries. Okay, Sassy.
Well, what do you think, Ruth? You having a good time, Ruth? What? Oh, yep, sunset. There's some pretty sunsets out here.
Oh, it's pink.
Next to this huge mega farm. People that own this farm though are really nice, and they've got a little sweet corn patch. From my understanding, it's like not like GMO corn. This stuff is GMO corn, but next year what we want to do, they usually do beans, they alternate. So when they do beans, we are going to try corn next year, I believe, and we're going to do it on the south side of the garden where there's a windbreak, because over here the winds get pretty
Are we gonna do glass jam corn soon?
pretty crazy. Yeah, we'll probably try some glass jam corn next year.
Because that feels like it's terrific.
Yeah. So we'll see. All right, let's see what we think about the salsa here.
Chips and salsa?
Yeah.
So what's in it?
Yes.
Or do you-
Peppers, onions,
Wash your
garlic,
hands. Oh, okay. Samuel, wash your
oregano,
hands.
celery sauce,
Okay.
hot pepper sauce.
That's pretty good.
You like it? Is it
You know what it reminds me of?
too mild?
You know, it reminds me of the salsa they have at Hacienda.
Really?
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Good.
Don't you guys think?
I'm gonna try some. It's Olivia.
It's like, it's more of like tomato pasty kind of. I mean, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, you put corn and stuff in yours, don't you?
No corn, but I put lime and cilantro.
And jalapenos.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Oh, that's okay, go wash your hands.
What happened there?
More mild. Wash your hands, Samuel.
What's that? Mud?
Yeah, this is kind of
berry.
mild. It's not. It's not as hot as
Which I like it.
I thought it was gonna be.
And
So what's in it again?
Well, okay. Onion, garlic, oregano, and salt and pepper, and
Fatty.
you know, hot pepper sauce, which is Tabasco sauce. And of course tomatoes, green peppers, some of your hot peppers down in the garden. Chop them up, put it in there, put them in there. And I'm trying to think what else. Might be some paprika.
Paprika. Pretty good.
This tastes like tomato paste, but like with a little bit of
With a
this.
kick, huh?
It tastes good though. With a little kick to the
And I
bacon.
thin the rest of that pineapple.
Yeah, you can. All right, well, we're going to be taking off, but I guess that's it for now. Until next time.
Happy salsa.
Happy salsa. Ah.